Oh my god, why are you so tan?
I may or may not have been spending the past week in and out of a tanning bed.
Tanning bed, you know those things are linked to an increased risk of skin cancer, right? Especially if you're using them that frequently.
Okay, but hear me out. I was watching the Avengers the other day, and the Hulk
Please stop.
got his powers
No.
from gamma radiation.
Okay, well, first off, tanning beds emit UV rays, not gamma rays. There's a couple different kinds of radiation. The small portion right here encompasses the visible light that we see, and UV rays are what you're getting from the sun and your beloved tanning bed. Gamma rays, on the other hand, are shorter in wavelength and higher in energy than UV rays.
So you're telling me I need to spend more time in the tanning bed? So I can get more energy?
That's not how it works.
So tanning won't work because that's UV, so we're gonna get myself some gamma radiation.
Hate to break it to you, but I'm not so sure that's a good idea either. UC gamma radiation can cause a lot of cellular damage. This means that it can create mutations in your DNA and make you more susceptible to cancer. So in the movie, when they explain that
Nothing harmful, low levels of gamma radiation.
they are basically saying that low levels of stabs from a knife to a person are nothing harmful. Would you want low levels of stabs in your body?
Heck no. Okay, so in the movie they also have this huge aircraft that all the superheroes are flying in, and the aircraft carrier can become invisible, like how Harry Potter movies, Harry has a cape that can make him invisible. I definitely need whatever material that aircraft carrier uses for my car so I can ride around and be invisible.
I think what you might be looking for would be some sort of active camouflage, but I don't know if we're at that stage yet, my friend. A team of scientists at Duke University's Pratt School of Engineering actually created an invisibility cloak, but it only is invisible to microwaves and not visible light. Sorry to burst your dream. Now, the helicarrier in the movie could have used metamaterials for its invisibility, but it couldn't have been invisible to the human eye. We just haven't figured out the scientists to have invisibility in the visible light spectrum yet.
Okay, all I'm hearing right now is that there is a chance for me to still drive around in an invisible car in the future.
You're a lost cause. If you really want to be invisible, just cover your car in camouflage paint.
OMG, you're right. Okay, so since you're so smart, please explain to me how the helicarrier works. I bet you can't do that.
You're right, I can't. It's because the helicarrier isn't possible. The helicarrier was actually based on a Nimitz aircraft carrier, and if we compare the two, the Nimitz weighs around 100,000 tons without the ability to fly. If we look at the helicarrier, it most likely weighs more than that since it has so many engines. And even with the most powerful engines that we have, there is no way that helicarrier could carry that.
Why do you keep doing this?
Just doing my job.
Well, what do you think about getting one of those arc reactors to switch out for my electrical company? In Avengers, that thing had infinite energy, so I guess I wouldn't have to worry about paying it for electricity anymore, right?
Once again, my friend, that's not how this works. Even if you were to get some kind of arc reactor with free, clean energy, its problem would lie in its ability to store all that energy. If some source of energy were able to have even close to infinite energy, it would be irradiating so much heat. Having it anywhere near you or others would be very concerning to your survival and continued existence.
I mean, it can't really be that bad, can it? At least I'll have infinite energy so I can always put that money into better healthcare. I did hear something along the lines of heating the Tesseract to 120 million Kelvin, but that shouldn't be too hot, right? If the Tesseract is as strong as I explain it to be, then wouldn't it be able to store all that energy?
120 million Kelvin would be amazingly hot. Just to put it into context, our sun's corona, or outermost layer, has a temperature range from 1 to 11 million degrees, and the inside has up to 15 million degrees, nowhere close to 120 million. The energy of that size would take something very strong to shield it, and if used openly as an energy source, it would disintegrate anything nearby.
I'll just wait for the arc reactor then. That probably seems more stable, right? If Tony is even wearing one to power himself in his suit, wouldn't it seem reasonable that it could power my home?
Don't even get me started on that biologically stable arc reactor. Anything providing a similar form of energy enough to maintain a human alive would radiate so close to human body that cells would probably turn cancerous and kill them.
The previous Iron Man movies claimed that the arc reactor powered an electromagnet that kept bomb shrapnel out of Tony's heart. They listed radioactive palladium as one of the power sources for the arc reactor, which definitely would have killed him.
Did you see the mothership blowing up at the end? That was so cool.
Hold up, that was one of the dumbest moments in the movie.
What? Why?
You can hear the sound of an explosion in space. Sound forms when the vibrations can travel through a medium, and space is a vacuum. If their mothership really blew up like that, it should have looked like this.
I can't hear anything.
That's the whole point. In a vacuum, there's no medium for the sound to travel through. You can't hear anything.
Okay, I see. What do you think about creating antiprotons from iridium? I thought that was pretty amazing concept.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of strain the writers were on for that movie, but it's a bunch of nonsense.
How?
Iridium is made of 77 protons with no antiprotons. You can't just make antiprotons from iridium. Even if there were antiprotons, they would just get destroyed anytime they meet a proton. They cancel each other out. Iridium wouldn't even exist in the first place if it was creating antiprotons.
Maybe they have converted the protons from iridium into antiprotons?
Oh, dear God. God bless you. Matter can't be converted to antimatter. The only way to make antimatter is to concentrate an enormous amount of energy into a very small place. Even if you did make it, it would get destroyed immediately since the Earth is made out of way more matter than the amount of antimatter you've managed to make.
If you ever get stabbed like Thor did, don't pull it out. The knife acts as a plug to block the blood vessel that were severed, so keeping it in prevents more blood loss.
Okay, but Thor's already taken it out, so could he just do this?
Stab himself again?